They say, yeah, man, it's tough. It's not easy. And, the new government and all these different things. And I know it's tough, but I would definitely encourage you guys to stay positive, stay motivated, and just continue to, find ways to get better and find ways to improve your lives. I know the big discovery they had there with the oil a couple of years ago, and now I think ExxonMobil has the contract to start drilling for the oil. So I think the economy should do okay. It should be able to resuscitate and stimulate the economy quite a bit and allow to have some money flow in the economy. So getting a job is going to be a little bit easier, in my opinion. Hopefully, if everything works out the way it's supposed to work out, and the people in the positions of power, I don't want to say take care, because I don't think they should be taking care of anybody, but more so be considerate of the citizens of the country. I understand that these contract workers are coming from outside of the country, and they're going to bring their own people to work, but also you have people there in Guyana who I know are very willing to work. Even my big brother, he just had an interview with one of the oil companies, so I'm going to definitely try to get back in touch with him and find out how that went. So yeah, just everybody that I didn't get to talk to, didn't get to see, I'll definitely be back. And also the people that I got to see and the people I got to hang out with, it was a really good experience. It was good seeing you guys. I know you guys, you guys are really good people, and I need everybody to just keep that good spirit. I talked to some people and it was tough. I talked to some of my cousins, they said it's tough, but I need everybody to just keep that good spirit. And that's kind of like the reason for this podcast. It's called Optimistic Views for such reason, because I don't want to be just talking about all the good things I'm doing just to talk about it. I want to talk about it because I know somebody who's listening, they're going to be able to find some type of motivation and extract the optimism from what I'm saying and try to apply it to their lives and try to use that. So whatever chance I have, I'll definitely try to supply whatever positivity I can in order to, help people stay upright and positive and motivated. So definitely was a good experience there. And then I got back into the country about, what's today? About a week and a half ago. And I was just like readjusting because I was really tired for like the first 2 or 3 days when I got back. Like I was literally just sleeping in the day. Like I was sleeping from like 10 to like 2, 3 in the afternoon, 10 a.m. to like 2, 3 p.m. Like all these weird hours when I usually do not sleep. But just because I had to readjust to the, not necessarily the time, but just the travel and the schedule and all that. It was definitely something I had to do. So yeah, the trip to Guyana was a good experience. I've learned a lot. I think the trip to Guyana also helped me with finding my motivation. I took some beautiful pictures. I haven't really put much on social media. I'll probably just do it on my Instagram story highlights. So on my profile, I'll just do a profile for the highlights and then just put all the pictures in there of my Guyana trip. I do have some up there with my brother and my sister and my niece, JL. I love you, JL. She's just so beautiful. So I'll probably just do that and try to, because I don't want to flood my Instagram with a bunch of stuff. I don't think I need to do that, but just for the purposes of, exposing some of the beautiful things about my country, I wanted to be able to go ahead and create that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make sure to have it up and ready in a couple of days. Also, what else? Oh yeah, so I was talking about the importance of my trip also for myself personally. One of the biggest things for me is I felt like I needed to be recentered into my culture. Now, for most of you might not really, well, hopefully you understand what I mean. When I mean recentered, it's not like I lost my culture or anything, but I just felt as though I need to be reconnected and reminded of where I'm actually from. And not just like, oh yeah, you were born in Guyana, not that, but I'm talking like the visual sense, the emotional sense, the sense of just being there and seeing the things that you, or the places that you were raised as a kid, like being back there and seeing those things, it reminded me of who I am and what I stand for. And also being around my family and just being able to understand the type of family I came from and what we do and what we stand for. I think those things really recentered me, and I came back a bit more motivated. Well, I wouldn't even say a bit. That's an understatement. But a lot more motivated and a lot more, confident in my abilities. I've always been a confident person, but I just felt like I needed that trip to recenter me, and also the things I learned about my grandmother while I was there. Because I necessarily didn't grow up on that side of the family, but I spent a lot of time there as a kid. But as a kid, you don't always pay attention to every little thing. But going back and being older now, I'm 25 now. So when people talk about certain things about Granny, when they talked about it, I should say, it was definitely something that I remembered, and I took it and I held on to it because those are like memories for me. And those types of things also helped me to realize who I am, why I have the name I have, and why it's important for me to keep that legacy and that tradition going. So, I recentered myself into my tradition. I reclaimed my source of motivation, and I also reclaimed my love for life. Now, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like life before I went to Guyana. Of course I did. But it just showed me the importance of the life I have here in America, because a lot of people back there, as I referenced earlier, it's not going as well as they would want it to, but they just have to stay positive. But for me on this side of the world, I have to be able to understand the opportunities that I have in front of me. And I have to be able to understand that these opportunities are golden opportunities compared to the place I came from. So I need to be able to understand that everything that I have now, I have to love it. I have to appreciate it. I have to cherish it, because other people in a different part of the world, they do not have it. So I think, when I had to reclaim my love for life, I meant to say reclaim my love for the life I have, because I am blessed to be in this position I'm in. And no, I don't have nothing, don't have no house. I just have my apartment. I'm actually here in my apartment right now. I don't have no big fancy car, you know what I mean? But just the little things, the little opportunities, the opportunity to shadow a dentist, the opportunity to go to school and get an education, the opportunity to have access to a loan so they could pay for your school, and the opportunity to have access to scholarships so they could send you to school on scholarship. Like, just those opportunities. Yes, we have those things in Guyana, but just not as prevalent as the United States. So I think the importance of being able to, appreciate and love the life that you actually have is very important. And also be content, but also, well, not content with where you are, but content with the life you have, and not trying to attain the things that will, pull you away from your ultimate goal, if that makes any sense. So I think those three things. So recenter myself into my tradition, reclaim my source for motivation, and also reclaim my love for life, my love for the life I have, and just continue to do that. And, it was a great trip. The trip was well worth it. I appreciated every second there. I got some mosquito bites, but thanks to my friend, she hooked me up with some off spray. So I definitely had some spray, and your boy was spraying like crazy. Like, I was definitely spraying, but I definitely enjoyed the trip. It was a really, really good trip. And now we're here. We're here to today. So I hope everything I said was good enough to suffice for the last time I dropped an episode, to let you know everything that I've been doing since then. And now I'm here. Today is Monday, July 2nd. Yes, Monday, July 2nd. And just trying to get up to speed with everything else. As I said earlier, I'm back in the dental practice this week. I'm actually back tomorrow. So I'll be resuming my shadowing. 1 second, please. Oh, yeah. Definitely need that. As I was saying, so I'll definitely be resuming my shadowing, and then I want to talk about the rest of the summer. So for the rest of the summer, so I decided to take the summer off from any summer classes and anything like that. I just felt like I needed it because I was just tired. I don't know why, I was just tired. I was just tired, and I felt like I just needed the time off, and just going two full years is just too much. 2 full years of up and down, so it was just too much. So I decided to take this summer off, but next summer I'm definitely going to take summer classes, because I want to graduate in December of 2019. I'm projected to graduate in 2020, but I'm I'm going to try and see if I could do it in 2019. So hopefully I could graduate with my bachelor's next year and give myself the first 6 to 8 months of 2020 to myself, so I could do other things that could help me to prepare for dental school, because then fall of 2020 I'll be getting into dental school by God's grace. So for the rest of the summer, more shows. I have to put together some other shows with some people. I have to redo a show that was done with two people that I was having some technical difficulties. So one of the shows with Jason Demons, and the other show with Shanice from New York. So we're going to try to figure out how to get those shows done. So I have to do those two shows. And I also have another show that I'm going to be putting together. I don't want to put any timeline or any dates on anything, because you see stuff like what happened earlier. I might be out for a little while and I can't, I don't want to make certain guarantees. Like when LeBron went back to Cleveland the first time, he said it's going to be a process. I'm not promising a championship, but we're going to work towards it. So I'm not promising a show on a specific date, but just know that I'm in the back. I'm in the background, so to say, and behind the scenes, and I'm working on it, trying to put it together. Finish up my shadowing. So I'm at 48 hours right now. I want to finish up before the summer is out, and the summer officially ends August 12th, because August 13th school begins again. So I have 52 hours to go. So that means I'm probably going to have to take it up from going Tuesdays and Thursdays, and probably go Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, because Wednesdays are long days at the office. I think it's like 8 hours at the office that whole day. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So I'll definitely try to take up the amount of hours so I could just knock it out, get it out of the way. I already have this spreadsheet of the amount of hours I've shadowed, the dates, the times I've been there, and also the notes that I've been taking while I was there, and also the things that I've been learning. So I have this little spreadsheet, and I have this little, database that I enter all my experience into. So when I'm ready to put together my application, I have that. I can give it to them as a portfolio together with my resume, my application, and everything, or just be able to walk with it when I'm going for my dental interview, whichever school grants me an interview. So definitely going to try to finish up my shadowing. And then get ready for the fall of 2018 at Kennesaw State. So this fall is going to be a really good semester. I actually really feel confident more than anything. Even though last semester had some easier classes, I feel more confident this semester. And the reason why is because I'm doing mostly public health classes. So I'm taking 5 classes this semester, and I am taking a functional anatomy and physiology. I'm taking behavioral theory, if I'm not mistaken. I'm taking a wellness class, and then I'm taking also a introduction to public health class. So that's 4 classes that is basically going to be focused on my major in public health and my degree. And then the 5th class is just a math class. So I'm trying to knock those out. But I definitely feel good about all my classes. My goal this semester is to get a 4.0 GPA. I didn't attain that last semester. Don't ask me what it was. But my goal this semester is to get a 4.0 so that it could bring up the GPA that I got this previous semester up to a better standard, and then next year try to get more 4.0s or 3.9s or 3.8s, and just try to get it above that 3.5 threshold, because anything below 3.5 I don't think it's a good GPA in my opinion for what I'm trying to do, because the schools that I'm trying to get into, they like to see 3.5s, 3.6s, 3.7s, and mine is a sub 3.5. So I'm not going to be like, oh, God dang. No, I'm not going to be like that. But I just know that I need to get above 3.5. So that's my goal. So getting ready for that semester is going to be really interesting. Also preparing for the dental admissions test. So I was supposed to start preparing this summer for one part of the test, because I think it's like 4 or 5 parts if I'm not mistaken. And I was supposed to do the PATs, which is the perceptual ability test. So I'm definitely going to try to do as much of that as I can in between the semesters. So like on my off days when I have nothing to do, I'll just go over that material. I'm not going to do a bunch of studying, because most of my studying for the DATs, I'm not going to start doing a lot of it until next year, because then early 2020 I'm taking the DATs. So the end of 2019, whether it be the summer of 2019 going into the fall, or Christmas of 2019 going into January, I'm going to block off like 3 to 4 weeks or a month how much ever time I can and just study for the DATs. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be revising and going over work, so I'm familiarizing myself with the information. But my goal is to at least prepare for the DATs in a way that when it's time for me to take the DATs, I'm very familiar with the information, and then I should be able to get a great grade and